Ever wondered about the origins of the fierce Viking warriors? Today, we venture back to the beginning of Denmark's history. Picture this, the Viking Age, a time when Norse seafarers, explorers, and traders expanded their horizons far beyond their homelands. These intrepid voyagers embarked on daring raids, established trade routes, and founded settlements across Europe. Imagine their longboats carving through the icy waters, their sails filled with the promise of riches and new lands. Yet these Norsemen were more than just raiders. They were also settlers, traders, and skilled craftspeople. From this vibrant, often tumultuous era, early Danish kingdoms began to take shape, laying down roots that would grow into the Denmark we know today. As we leave the Viking Age, we see the beginnings of a unified kingdom, setting the stage for Denmark's medieval period. The consolidation of Denmark as a unified kingdom brought about a wave of change. Let's delve into this transformative period. The unification of Denmark can be traced back to King Gorm the Old, a ruler who reigned from the late 9th to the early 10th century. King Gorm and his successors were instrumental in forging the disparate regions of Denmark into a single, unified kingdom. This was no easy task, marked by a series of conflicts, territorial disputes, and political maneuvering. Key events during this period include the successful military campaigns of King Harald Bluetooth and the establishment of Jelling Stones, a pair of rune stones erected by Harald in memory of his parents. This period was also marked by the advent of Christianity, which played a significant role in shaping Danish culture and society. This era laid the groundwork for the Kalmar Union, a pivotal period in Scandinavian history. Imagine a union that encompasses three great nations. Welcome to the era of the Kalmar Union. This political union, formed in the late 14th century, brought together Denmark, Norway, and Sweden under a single monarch. It was a time of unity and shared identity, but also of political tension and conflict. Denmark, being the most powerful of the three, often held the reins of the Union. This position allowed Denmark to exercise significant influence over Scandinavian politics and culture. The impact of this can still be seen today in the shared linguistic, cultural, and historical ties between these nations. However, the Kalmar Union was not without its challenges. Power struggles, territorial disputes, and nationalistic sentiments often threatened its stability. Despite these issues, the Union lasted for more than a century, shaping the course of Scandinavian history. The end of the Kalmar Union led Denmark into a period of religious and political transformation. A wave of religious change swept across Europe, reaching the shores of Denmark. This title shift was the Protestant Reformation, a seismic event that forever altered the religious landscape of Europe. In Denmark, the catalyst for this change was King Christian III, a staunch supporter of Martin Luther's teachings. In the mid-16th century, Christian III decisively broke from the Catholic Church. He established Lutheranism as the state religion, marking the beginning of the Danish Reformation. This was not merely a religious revolution, it was a political one as well. The king seized Catholic Church properties, consolidating his power and wealth in the process. Fast forward to the 17th century and we see the rise of absolutism under King Frederick III. The Danish monarchy transformed itself into an absolute monarchy, with the king wielding unchallenged authority. This shift marked a significant period in Danish history, setting the stage for the nation's future. The era of absolutism paved the way for Denmark's colonial ventures and trade. Denmark, like many European nations, sought wealth and power beyond its borders. As the flames of colonialism were fanned across Europe, Denmark, too, found itself drawn towards the allure of new lands and resources. The Danish embarked on colonial ventures, establishing trading posts, forts, and colonies in Africa, the Caribbean, and India. These endeavors were not merely about expansion, but also about trade, specifically the lucrative and morally reprehensible transatlantic slave trade. Danish ships sailed the high seas, their hulls filled with the human misery of enslaved Africans, destined for toil in the colonies. This dark chapter in Danish history is a stark reminder of the human cost of colonial ambitions. As the age of colonialism waned, Denmark found itself embroiled in the Napoleonic Wars and facing territorial losses. War, territorial disputes, and loss marked this tumultuous period in Denmark's history. As the 18th century drew to a close, Denmark found itself embroiled in the Napoleonic Wars, a series of conflicts that would profoundly reshape the political landscape of Europe. This was a time of alliances and betrayals, of victories and defeats. Denmark, once a proud maritime power, navigated these troubled waters with a mixture of pragmatism and defiance. However, the tide of war was relentless. In the year 1814, following the Treaty of Kiel, Denmark was compelled to cede Norway to Sweden. This was a painful loss, a blow to the national psyche that would resonate for generations. But the territorial losses did not end there. The Second Schleswig War, a conflict with Prussia and Austria, resulted in Denmark relinquishing control over Schleswig, Holstein, and Lauenburg. From the ashes of war, Denmark emerged as a constitutional monarchy striving for democratic reform. Witness the dawn of a new era in Denmark, characterized by constitutional monarchy and democratic reform. The 19th and 20th centuries were transformative for Denmark, marking the nation's shift from absolute monarchy to a constitutional one. This change was not sudden but rather a gradual process unfolding over many years. The first Danish constitution, known as the June Constitution, was adopted in 1849, replacing the absolute monarchy with a constitutional one. This paved the way for the establishment of a bicameral parliament, which was a significant step towards democracy. As the years went by, Denmark continued to evolve politically, expanding civil liberties and introducing universal suffrage. The right to vote was initially limited to certain social classes, but over time, it was extended to all adult citizens, regardless of gender or social status. This democratic evolution has been instrumental in shaping the modern Denmark we know today, a nation deeply committed to upholding democratic values and principles. Despite these strides towards democracy, World War II loomed on the horizon. World War II was a dark period globally, and Denmark was no exception. In April 1940, Germany launched Operation Weserübung, occupying Denmark in a swift, bloodless coup. The Danish government initially chose to cooperate with the German forces, a decision that remains a subject of intense debate today. As the war progressed, Danish resistance movements sprang up, carrying out acts of sabotage and providing intelligence to the Allies. These brave individuals played a crucial role in undermining the German occupation. One of the most remarkable stories from this period is the rescue of Danish Jews. In 1943, when the Nazis ordered the deportation of all Danish Jews, ordinary citizens, resistance members, and even the Danish police banded together to smuggle over 7,000 Jews to safety in neutral Sweden. Post-war Denmark ventured into a new era, embracing the Nordic welfare state and social democracy. Denmark, post-war, emerged as a model of social democracy and welfare state. This transformation was marked by the establishment of comprehensive healthcare, education, and social welfare programs. These initiatives were underpinned by the principle of universality, ensuring that every citizen, regardless of their economic status, could access these essential services. The Danish state embraced the tenets of social democracy, fostering a society that values equality, solidarity, and the well-being of all its citizens. This commitment to social democracy is reflected in the nation's progressive taxation system, where the wealthy contribute more, thereby reducing income disparities and promoting social cohesion. Furthermore, Denmark has positioned itself as a global leader in sustainability and renewable energy. The country's ambitious green initiatives underscore its commitment to creating a sustainable future, not just for Danes, but for the world at large. In the contemporary world, Denmark continues to contribute culturally and engages globally. Denmark today is a hub of culture, innovation, and global engagement. Immerse yourself in the rich tapestry of Danish culture, marked by world-renowned literature, cutting-edge design, iconic architecture, and captivating film. Danish authors have inked profound narratives, and the unique Danish design aesthetic has shaped spaces and products globally. Danish cinema, too, has left an indelible mark on the international film scene. Beyond cultural contributions, Denmark has also been an active participant on the global stage. It is known for its committed international diplomacy, striving for a world that is peaceful, prosperous, and just. Denmark's humanitarian efforts have touched countless lives, providing aid in times of need, and its peacekeeping missions have brought stability to regions rife with conflict. From Viking roots to a beacon of social democracy, Denmark's history is indeed a fascinating journey.